Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishu Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Black college-educated men are fat-phobic and mean. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
I want to have a conversation about how black educated college men act like they too good.
Y'all go back and watch my Soros video if you want to see what she has to say about dating the college-educated man versus the hood dude. I really don't know what she means by hood dude, but I want to focus specifically on the college-educated black man. I myself am an HBCU educated. Shout out to Fisk University and also Dillard University.
Got a PhD in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it.
Sorority girl, and I had to learn quick what it meant to be a fat black woman navigating at HBCU. And since, I've grown up, I'll be 40 in a couple years, and most of the spaces that I am in are with college-educated men and women. And most of the disrespect that I've received have been from college-educated black men. This past summer, I went viral because I met this iota, and I did this trend to give them a shout out because he was saying that they didn't get a lot of, love from people. And I respect them a whole lot, so I told them I would do the trend. Well, I ended up going viral on my TikTok page, and it ended up on Greek shenanigans. And if you're familiar with Greek shenanigans, you know nothing's positive about it. So I was getting all these texts and Facebook messages and Instagram messages telling me, girl, you made it to Greek shenanigans. So I went, of course, and looked at the video, and I started perusing the comments. And every single disrespectful comment was from a black college-educated man. The first one that I saw was from one of my Sigma brothers. And he said something like, in my Kevin Samuel voice, look at Big Shirley or something like that. Then I saw a whole lot of comments about, oh, you promoting obesity, because me breathing is, promoting obesity. And I know she can cook by the way her arms jiggle. I mean, they was being disrespectful and talking about my body. But me, I clap back, and of course I can defend myself. But what I've learned over the years, that a lot of, not all, because I know y'all gonna get to tripping, a lot of college-educated black men buy into white pathology and aggression. The babies of racism and patriarchy, they uphold.
Patriarchy.
A lot of them are anti-black, colorist, homophobic, sexist, misogynist, fat-phobic men. And a lot of them do a lot of things that they do because they want to impress their family and their friends. Now, they're going to deny, because that's what I saw in the comments on this original video, and even a lot of the stitches. But if you ask them why their preferences are their preferences, they get to sounding like David Duke and the White Knights of the KKK. That's really all it is. And before y'all come over here talking about some, I'm just mad that they don't want to date me, I definitely don't want to date men who hate black women and who hate fat people. All right, bye.
Wow. All right, so, guys, let's just get down to the bottom of this video. This obviously has to do with this lady being upset that there are black men out here who don't want to support obesity and being fat. That's just what it is. And if you speak out about it and mention it, she will call you fat-phobic. Not only that, she will say that you are supporting white supremacy because, beauty standards are based on, because of European beauty standards, whatever. But that's what seems to be the main problem in the situation. That's what hurt her feelings. But guys, to me, it makes sense. I am not surprised. It makes sense to me that educated anybody with a decent amount of education would know that obesity is a problem that's plaguing the black community. Not only that, the US overall, but to the black community, it's a problem to a greater degree. And these type of women don't want you to speak about that. And I believe that educated men share that opinion because the type of people who are most likely to speak up on that issue are people who are educated. Listen, men who don't want to support obesity don't hate black women or fat women. They're just not attracted to or want to support the idea of being accepting to something that's killing people at an alarming rate in the black community. As always, we're going to check out some of these comments. Let's see what the people have to say. First comment here reads, they weaponize their education as a form of elitism to speak their biases. Okay. Another person here says, yes, and people talk down on Ray Rays. Meanwhile, they're some of the most coolest and kindest. Ray Rays, they're talking about Pookies. Ah, man. Can't make this shit up, man. They're the most coolest and kindest. Why? Because they will accept you for your weight. I'll say this. I saw a video recently on TikTok of a woman being asked by a man, are fat women for broke men? And before she could answer, he says, and before you answer this question, I want you to name me a rich man who has married a fat woman after he's become rich. And of course, she goes around in circles and says somewhere out there it's happened, but she can't think of anybody who she knows. Listen, it makes sense why the Pookies of the world would be more accepting of your weight than a man who is educated, high earning, and has more options. We got another comment here that says, my husband has more degrees than I, but he's an old Southern school man. We're both educators. She goes on to say, it depends on the guy's character. Those kinds are insecure within themselves. So the kind of guys who don't want to support the body positivity movement, right? And then the lady responded to that comment and said, there's a reason why I said a lot of and not all. Championing and defending your husband here is dismissive and unnecessary because he's away. You're claiming I'm not talking about him. This is very not all cops are bad. So she's mad at that chick for that response. And the wife responded back to her and says, no, ma'am, not being dismissive. I simply stated it's their insecurities and character. That's who they are. And I fully understand. Yeah, there's some sisterhood conversations going on right there. Another person says, I'm so sorry this has been your experience. I have not had this experience while in college or with my college educated male friends. Good ones exist. There we go. She probably didn't like that comment either. And from the looks of it, just looking at this woman's profile picture, she's not overweight. And she probably comes off a little bit more pleasant. Next comment here reads, I've dated both, but my experience was the opposite. The lady responds and says, I don't put much stock in males, period. It's just the college dudes think they are better, and a lot of them are terrible. Terrible in what way? Terrible because they don't want to accept the whole fat shaming thing, because that's what I think this is actually about. And if she's talking about better when it comes to SMV, if they're more in shape, I'm not talking about personal value here. We're talking about the value of the men who she's talking about on the dating market. If we're judging on that scale, do they have a higher SMV than you? Or if they're more in shape than you and take care of themselves physically, then they probably are, right? Listen, my question is, why be so angry when you can just improve yourself and lose the weight? You can't force people to hold opinions that they hold strongly. Women talk all day long about how they'll never deal with the broke man. She talked about her education. There's plenty of women who talk about how they'll never deal with a man who's not educated. Those guys have to suffer the consequences of not pursuing their education or not improving their financial status. This is a part of life. This whole accept me no matter where I'm at in life is just not the reality. People will speak out strongly against things they disagree with strongly. Listen, as always, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.